Hey friends, this is Aaronica Cole, and welcome back to my channel, Aaronica B. Cole and Co., where the N Co is occasionally my family who will make appearances from time to time. So today is November 1st, which means that we are kicking off New Pattern November. If you're like, hey girl, what is New Pattern November? What is this that you speak of? New Pattern November was something that I started a couple of years ago because I found myself buying so many patterns. And if you're like, where are you for today's video? I'm at Top Stitch Atlanta, where I actually teach sewing. And it is owned by a dear friend of mine named Lee Metcalf. And so since I have to teach today, I figured I would bring you all into the studio along with me so that we could go ahead and do New Pattern November. Now, let's get into the nitty gritty behind it because I am beyond geek. Why am I beyond geek? Because this year, for the first year, I have sponsors for New Pattern November. Now, this is not the type of challenge where like you have to make these perfect pieces or anything like that. What my goal behind New Pattern November has always been is for us to actually make the patterns that we have bought. I am one of those people who has definitely fallen victim into buying all of the patterns during releases, buying the patterns to support friends, buying the patterns to support small businesses because I am a stand for small businesses. Contrary to what some others think, I am a girl's girl and I'm a creative's creative. I love to be able to support small businesses, specifically small creative businesses. This is something that is in my values and it is really important to me. So we will be using the hashtag New Pattern November 2024. Why are we hashtagging? Because when I search across platforms, that is what I'm going to be looking in to draw winners. So let's get into the quote unquote rules behind New Pattern November. The only rule is that you have to sew something a pattern that you have and have not sewn before. I know that many of us keep up with my girl Rochelle Handmade and see all of these new pattern drops and we buy them and we get excited and then we don't make them. So the purpose behind this is actually twofold, right? The first is because we bought these patterns and we haven't made them, why do we own them? Let's make them. Let's decide if we love them and then go from there. If you make it and you're just like, I hated it, share it, hashtag New Pattern November 2024. If you made it and love it, share that too. Here's the thing. The other part of New Pattern November is that as a designer, I know that the best form of marketing comes from people like you, the ones who actually make the patterns and share the things that they love, the adjustments that they made, and putting it on your body. The beautiful thing about people is that our bodies are so diverse. And so one pattern is not going to look the same on everybody's body. And that is beautiful, right? That's exactly what we want to see. The one of the things that keeps me going when it comes time to sewing and sharing things on the internet, even though I've been fat shamed, body shamed, etc., is that I know that by me posting a picture of me and something that I feel great in, it's going to inspire someone who has a similar body type to me to go out and make it for themselves and feel like how I felt. When we post things on social media, we have the ability to inspire people to really get out of their comfort zones and do something different. And that is what I want to do with this challenge. The whole purpose behind this is, yes, to sew what the patterns that you have bought, but also to support fellow small business owners and share their patterns, supporting fellow makers and things like that. Now, I'm not going to share with you today the sponsors that have come on board because I am geeked. I will be sharing that on social media, but make sure that you're following me, Aaronica B. Cole, on the TikTok, the Tickety Talk Talk. Make sure that you're following me, Needle and the Bell, on Instagram so that you can stay abreast of all of the things that are going on. Now, let's go ahead and talk about what my plans are for New Pattern November. So one of my favorite things about coming up with all of these challenges, and if you're like Aaronica, all these challenges, listen, we're still doing the Pinterest inspiration to closet manifestation. We have never stopped. Is that they can all go together. So if you're like Aaronica, what is the Pinterest inspiration to a closet manifestation? I did do a whole video on it, which I will link here. We're gonna hope that it links because I did it last video and it didn't. I digress. But very briefly, so many of us are on Pinterest or on social media and we screenshot or we pin these outfits that we just never get around to making. So, Pinterest inspiration to closet manifestation is the challenge to go ahead and make those Pinterest makes. So, because I still have a board that is, I don't want to say overflowing, but it is definitely filled with some really beautiful styles because it's something that is, it's active, right? I'm always going ahead and adding more, adding more, adding more. So, one of the things that I really want to make is some barrel jeans. Now, I made the daughter Judy co-trousers, but I didn't finish them because I think I cut the wrong size. Now that I've lost some weight, they fit. So I do need to finish those, but that is not going to be part of my new pattern November. For new pattern November, I plan on making the paper cut Sarah trousers, Sarah jeans, because I bought them. I think I actually own all of the barrel jean pants patterns out there. Don't judge someone else. Okay, don't come for me. But I really want to make those. I love the shape of them. They remind me of the shape of the Arthur pants from oh my god, why did the it just left my head. Okay, but the Arthur pants, I'll come back with the pattern brand in a second. And but the Arthur pants by So Liberated, they have a very dramatic silhouette. And so the Sarah jeans are a very similar shape, just on a smaller scale, so they are not quite as dramatic. One of the things that I feel like, because for me, I hold my size in my lower body, that I want to be careful of is I want to make sure that when I'm making these pants, that I don't feel like I'm cosplaying as a clown. That's not my goal. I don't want to do that. So I plan on making the paper cut pattern Sarah trousers, Sarah jeans. SERA is how you spell it. I'll make sure I drop a picture over here. I also have planned the Just Patterns Veronica vest. Y'all, every time Julian wears a vest, I be like, we about to be 20, and then I have not made a vest. So I want to make one of those as well. Now, Just Patterns has the Veronica vest, which has a straight button down. But listen, Delphine said, I wanted to one up this pattern. And then she dropped an update to the pattern, meaning you didn't have to buy anything new, where it has this asymmetrical cut. It's fantastic. Cannot wait to make that. While I do think that they will look perfect together, I'm looking forward to seeing them separately, even though I will obviously be drawing inspiration from my Pinterest board in order to do that. I do have a couple of other big things in store. I do want to make a couple more button ups, right? So now my newest pattern that I have made, this is not my pattern. This just dropped on November 1st by my girl Romy Crystal from So Like. And this is her panini pleated shirt. Um, Putting a picture of it up here. But um listen, I'm in my button up era. I made that lace skirt and I want to wear it with like a button up or like a longer t-shirt. So I need to make one of those to go along with it. Do I have the pattern? Of course I have the pattern. I plan on using the Closet Core Jenna shirt because I do own it. Judge someone else. Either that one or the Friday Patterns new shirt as well, because I have that too. Now, I'm also in a couple of pattern tests already for the month of November. Those will also count for my new pattern Novembers. Obviously, cannot share that just yet. Now I do feel like I typically go a little bit more aggressive during new pattern November because I want to try out all the new patterns that I can. This month will not be quite as aggressive, namely because I've got to come up with a new pattern myself. Your girl's got to draft another new pattern and I've got to put it in testing. So I know that that is going to take some of my energy and emotional bandwidth, as well as I've got quite a few classes for the month of November as well as December at the studio. And I want to make sure that I'm fully present to pour from a full cup there as well. So, my top two goals for the upcoming week, though, are to make the paper cut Sarah trousers as well as the Just Patterns Veronica vest. We're just going for the straight plain vest. We're not going to do anything, we're not going to do the asymmetrical one just yet. We want to get our bases down too. Now, during this month, I also really want to do a couple of the seamwork patterns as well because I'm a member of Seamwork and I love their patterns, but I don't sew them often and I don't know why. So I want to make sure that I also throw into the mix a seamwork pattern. Now, seamwork just dropped a new pattern, and let me pull that up so that I can share that with you. Okay, so seamwork recently dropped the Greer dress, which is just kind of like a long, um, knit dress, and it does have like a mermaid kind of flare out at the bottom, which I really, really love. I also think that this would be fantastic to hack into getting it, like making it a skirt as well. That would be very, very fun. So I think that I will also be adding the Greer on for my first week of New Pattern November. We are not going to keep this a long video because I know that I'm going to want to make sure that I update you all as well as see the things that you are making too. So, what I want you all to do is if you are with me for New Pattern November 2024, drop a comment and let me know if I should be on the lookout for the things that you're making. And also let me know what new patterns you have that you haven't made, because I don't know. If I've got it too, we might do a little sew along action for it, okay? And also, before I let you go, let me know what you'd like to see for Vlogmas. I mentioned it in a previous video, but I think it got overshadowed by some other things. So let me know what types of things you'd like to see me create for Vlogmas. And with that, that is it for this here video. Make sure that you have liked, subscribed, dropped a comment, as well as share this with somebody else who you feel like needs to see it. With that, happy sewing, and I cannot wait to see the things that you all are using for your New Pattern November commitments. Until next time, happy creating.